What is going on, YouTube? Hello, friends. My name is Mike. This channel right here is Health and Wealth. Thanks so much for joining me today on another episode. After a long, hard day of work, recording this video. As most of you know, you probably already know. Do you know? The distribution was announced here. This is Group D coming out. Today is the distribution announcement day. Woohoo! 6:55 a.m. We get an email if you haven't signed up. Check out YieldMax's website. In the contact us section, pop your email in there. You'll get the announcement as well. And was it a good one? Let's find out. So yeah, Group D. Group D includes ETFs like Misty, AIYY, Appley. These are some of the bigger names within it. SMCY, I always get that one mixed up, but we'll go over all of them here today. If you're not yet subscribed and you find this entertaining at all, hit the subscribe button and join the team, right? If you want to be a member to support the team, I'd love to have you. And hoping to build that up enough so we can do some lives and chit chat and maybe even video call with each other. But we'll see how it goes. So today is Wednesday, January the 15th. And so tomorrow will be the X distribution date, which means that you have to have your money in by today in order to qualify for these distributions that we're going to go over here. A lot of people end up buying on the X distribution date because the share price generally, quote, quote, drops the amount of the distribution. And so sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes the market crashes harder, sometimes the market goes up. I mean, if it's anything like today, then it may not drop the actual amount here. It will drop the actual amount, but it may go back up depending on how the market is doing. So let's start from the top. First one is LFGY. This is a crypto play, not yet paying. It's brand new. We'll skip it for now. Let's go to YMAX first. This is a weekly pair, paying out 11 cents this week. It seems to go in cycles of its pay cycle. Same with YMAG. We'll talk about that next, though. But 11 cents, if you're a YMAX holder, you're probably not happy with 11 cents, but I think you understand that it does go in cycles. Let's take a look at its past distributions here. I will zoom in a little bit here for you. So yeah, 11 cents. Last week was 13. The week before, 18.24. So that's that is a cycle, all right, right? Every single week it has gone down. Let's see the weeks, the 4 weeks before, 13, 12, 23, and 30. Yeah, kind of did the same thing the period before that. And then 24, 15, 11, 22. Didn't do it that period. So not good. 11 cents. I mean, you got to have a hefty amount of shares to make that worth anything to you. But you know, whatever. Sure. Current share price $16.67. If you look at it over the last 6 months, it's down 17%, which is not good. If you take a look in the last week here, it went down 5%. The last month down almost 9% itself. So it was stable for a period of time. It appeared to be relatively stable over here between November and December. But it's definitely fallen off the mountain here. Now, if it has anything to do with, you know, tax harvesting and things like that, then that's possible. But yeah, not great, that's for sure. Let's take a look at YMAG here. YMAG announced a 5-cent distribution, which is absolutely terrible. I wouldn't be talking about YMAG too much. If that kind of distribution happened all the time, but you know, it doesn't happen all the time. It seems also to go in cycles here every 4 weeks. So YMAG here. Let's look at the last 5 weeks. 5 cents, 17 cents, 31 cents, 15 cents, and then this week is 5 cents. YMAG share price, though, a lot more stable than YMAX so far. You know, down 11% in the last 6 months, but a lot of that, I mean, let's take a look. July was $21. If you look at the last year, down 5% over a year. That's not too bad considering the amount of distribution you've received and income that you received. So out of the two so far, just from a very far stand back point, it appears that YMAG is a little more stable, but it has had more smaller distributions, 5 cent again, than YMAX did. But you know what? Maybe that's the reason it's more stable. Maybe that's part of the reasons it's more stable. Something to think about there. By the way, this is not advice at all. I'm just literally reading and just saying out loud what I'm thinking, but I have no financial background. I'm literally some guy on YouTube and just hanging out with you. And tonight, after I'm done this video, I'm gonna edit it, throw on some graphics. Hey, graphics, how are you, graphics? And then I'm strapping on some skates, and I'm gonna go play some hockey with the neighborhood dads up at the neighborhood rink at 8 o'clock tonight. Oof, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But you know, it's just for fun. There'll probably be some drinks of water and that sort of thing. We'll probably play till about 10 o'clock. We'll see how it goes. Next up, the one that we're all here for, including myself. This is the reason I'm here, is because of Misty MSTY paying out $2.27 per share. Misty itself has been one of the most, well, it's the most lucrative distribution pair at YieldMax over the last 9 months here. Hold on, let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 months. I nailed it. So this is the 10th time it's paid. I shouldn't say months anymore because YieldMax now pays every 4 weeks, but if we do that math, it's probably right around 10 months, right? So again, this is going to be one of the lower payments, $2.27. I mean, personally, I'm okay with it. I have 133 shares, so my plan with that 227 is I'm taking money out of my bank account tomorrow morning, pre-market, and I'm going to buy more shares on the X distribution date, $227 worth. So I don't know, what's that, like 8 shares, something like that. And then I take the distribution when I get paid it, which will be next Monday, and I go ahead and just put that right back into the bank account. It's like it's kind of like margin in the sense that I'm borrowing money from my own account to pay into my stocks here, my ETFs. But it's temporary because no matter what happens, I don't care. I take that money and I put it right back into the bank account. So the reason I do this is because I want to buy on the X distribution date, which is generally a lower, the price of the ETF is lower on the X distribution date. So that's the reason I do that. So Misty itself, again, one of its lower payments here. I do want to keep this open because I want to talk a little bit more about Misty and MicroStrategy at the end of this video here. But that share price is absolutely awesome. If we take a look at the last 6 months here, it's still up $2.64 or 9.4%. I mean, if we look at the last month, though, it is down 18%, but so did MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy went down 11% in that time. Yeah, very volatile. Between you and me, I don't know where YieldMax found $2.27. They didn't really do a good job of managing that fund this month. They lost out on a lot of calls. They lost out on a synthetic. They didn't do a great job. So I'm a little concerned that they may have paid us a little bit from our own money here. And I can't prove that, but it's just a feeling I have. It's my feelings. You can't tell me they're wrong. But you know, we'll take it. 227. For me, I've had it for 6 months now, so it's definitely paid me back quite a bit of money, which is good to see. Bitcoin itself today had a massive day, up 3%. Current price as of 6:42 p.m. $100,000. There it is. Wow, good stuff. I am investing slowly into Bitcoin as well. I've made it through 4 pays so far, so I've got a whole whopping $400 into Bitcoin so far. I'm going to keep these open because I want to talk about it more after. Let's talk about YQQQ, 38 cents today. YQQ paying 38 cents. That's going to be coming out on Friday for most of you. For me, Quest Trade in Canada, it'll be Monday. But 27 cents, 32, 35. So it's pretty darn steady with that amount of distribution. 38 cents is going to be one of its biggest ones. Second biggest one so far. YQQ, $17. It's only been around since August. And is that right? Hold on. That is right. August 15th. And since then, it's down 12% share price, but you have brought in a pretty steady distribution. It's nothing crazy or massive or anything like that. For me, this is not investable. I can't invest in this. The yield's too low for me, and because I am in Canada, and I have to pay tax on this stuff, right? And so if you take whatever 27 cents, and I got to pay 15% tax on all distributions that come from America, it's just not worth it for me where I live. That's for sure. Maybe it is for you. I don't know. Next one, let's go into it. Let's talk about AMZ. This is, they probably just had a massive season with Christmas just beyond, and Amazon Prime Day and Black Friday. They just crushed it over the last 3 months. So, you think their share price would be way up. So AMZ itself paid out 40 cents, and if I remember correctly, that is quite low for AMZ. Paid out 86 cents last month or 4 weeks ago. I keep saying last month. I think you guys get it, though. 4 weeks ago. $1.17, 76 cents, 65 cents, and then down to 47 cents again. So it is pretty low at 40 cents, that's for sure. I wanted to take a look at AMZ share price. It's fairly steady. You look at that thing up and down the mountain here, down 10% in the last 6 months. But I mean, why? Let's look at Amazon itself, up 15% in that same time. To me, if we're doing covered calls on a winning stock like Amazon, we should be making enough income to be able to pay the investors in that ETF without taking away from the cost of our shares. And so I don't know why the share price would be down if Amazon is up 15%. So you're winning your calls, let's hope, and you're winning your synthetics, let's hope, but still your share price is down, 10% in that time. So are you winning your calls? Is the strategy too tight to the underlying price of Amazon? So an example is, are you writing your calls too close to their current price? That's what it appears like to me. Because if we're down 10% on the ETF, but the stock itself is up 15% in the exact same time, yes, you're getting income every single 4 weeks, which is good. But shouldn't the share price stay the same, or are they paying you out of your own money? That's the question I think you should ask, right? And pay attention. If you're an AMZ holder, I would be paying attention to the calls that they make and also how successful they are with those calls. Next up, let's talk about Appley, APLY. And Appley has been around at YieldMax for as long as YieldMax has been around, essentially, give or take a month here. But Appley itself today paying out 28 cents is the announcement. Of course, it's paying out on Friday, but that is the lowest that's the lowest since February of last year, so the last 11 months. Appley itself is a pretty stable share price here. Last 1 year, just down 5%. Apple itself has had a bit of a rocky last 2-3 weeks, and so that could have played into a lower distribution. Apple itself is not extremely volatile like MicroStrategy. It is a highly traded stock, but it's not like massively shorted, or it's not super volatile. So Appley has always been pretty steady with their payments here, never too high, but it keeps that share price around the same. Next up, we have AIYY, which is an AI play, paying out 37 cents today, Friday. And that is going to be one of, did I click that right? Hold on 1 second. No, I didn't. What am I looking at here? Oh, is this Apple still? Oh, it's AMZ still. Get out of here, AMZ. We're done with you. AIYY. Oh, look at those past distributions. Pretty high. 87, 85, 72, 36, 35, 39, 87. And again, today it's paying out 37, which is, hovering around one of its lowest payments yet. Let's take a look at AIYY, which is an AI driven ETF. Not looking good for share price at all. Some people have been talking on the old internet. Is this a buy? For me, it's not a buy. Anything that's this low and this mismanaged, I'm out. I'm not interested. I think this thing, it could, yeah, anything could be good, right? AI could be good. It's AI is going to be good. Are they going to manage this thing properly to bring that fund price back up, or is this thing going to split share Illinois? You guys ever heard of that place? It's terrible. So for me, I'm out on AIYY. I don't know. Could it be good? Yeah, it could be good, but I don't like that share price. I'm sticking right now with Coney forever for 5 years. I'm sticking with Nvidia. I'm sticking with Mr. and Misty, because I like that share price. That share price has been very stable, and I'm getting towards a stage in my investing life with YieldMax that I brought in a lot of income that's kind of paying for those shares almost at this time. Almost. Next up is Disso. 27 cents, another low one here. 27 cents, but it is pretty standard for Disso. They don't pay generally too high. It is not a volatile stock, Disney, but yeah, that share price again, pretty stable, 16.53. It's down 18% in the last year. We'll move on. Next one we're going to talk about is SQY. It's a square play. Square play. What do we got here? 63 cents for this guy right here. That's pretty good, actually. That's not bad. 63 cents. SQ square, 63 cents. So it's pretty equivalent to last month's 4 weeks. I mean, it technically is last month, everybody. But $1.69, $2, $1.27. Wow, it had some big distributions, but it's come down to life here a little bit. Let's take a look at the share price itself. Yeah, I don't mind that too much, down 14%, but you have taken in some massive distributions over the last year here, which is, it's been good. It's been good. Year and a bit. That's for sure. You've taken in some massive distributions from Square or from Squy, whatever you want to call it today. I'll let you call it whatever you want. So the last one on the list is SMCY, paying out $1.72, which is absolutely bonkers. That's a lot of money for a stock that hasn't been, or an ETF that hasn't been around too long. $2.35 last month, and again this month we're getting $1.72 for investors in it. SMCY. The share price, you think, wow, that's really good, $25. But no, it's not, because this share started in September. It's only been around for 5 months, and it's already down 50% in share price. It is not good. So it's not necessarily YieldMax's fault that this share price is this low. SMCI also had a dramatic decrease in that time. They seem to maybe have flattened out a little bit, right? Down 7% in the last month. But, there's some big turmoil happening with Super Microcomputer. I don't know. For me, it's a no, even though that distribution is so high. Too much, what is going to happening around SMCI. For that reason, I'm out on that one. But yeah, good distribution for sure. That's for sure. YieldMax also made an announcement that they're launching a new ETF, LFGY. It's going to be a crypto play. And I mean, I'm trying to keep this channel PG-13, but I don't know why. I want to say things like let's freaking go YieldMax, right? Is that how we're going to say it? Let's freaking go YieldMax. Let's make that happen. But yeah, there you go. That's the new one out there. I wanted to talk to you about my holdings, but it's logged out, so we're not going to do that today. So I will tell you, Coney, pretty happy with that. It paid me enough to buy me 10 shares. I have it set on drip. And if you're in Canada with Questrade, I didn't know this until this last one. This is the first time I've used drip. Usually we get paid the Monday after everybody else, but if you're with drip, you got paid right away on the Friday, so that was cool. So now I'm at 193 shares. Big fan of that. It's 17% of my portfolio, which is I didn't realize it was that high. Nvidia, 363 shares of it. Yeah, just kind of plugging along here. I think NVIDIA is going to be amazing forever. So I'm happy with that one. And then Misty, tomorrow I will be able to buy, I don't know, 8 or 9 shares of it. Nothing too crazy here, but I'm excited to continue to build that Misty fund and build that up even more and more. So I'm hoping because I want to buy. I'm hoping tomorrow the share price dips below $30 because my average price is actually just over $30. So I'm happy to get it anytime it's under that. And then 4 weeks from now, we'll get paid again for Misty. And then it just keeps going and going and going, right? And so let's hope that we're able to do that. Mr. here, I mean, if you take a look at Mr. over the last day, up 5%, 7.5%. But if you look in the aftermarket, you're up almost, there we go, up a 1.5% in the aftermarket. And a lot of that has to do with this thing right here, Bitcoin. $100,000 right now. Big day for Bitcoin. Tommy Lee, we'll do another video on Misty coming up here. And Mr. Tommy Lee says there's a couple levels for Bitcoin. He sees it going to potentially to 75,000. And there's another level at 56,000 he sees could happen. But by the end of this year, he sees it at over 240,000 per Bitcoin, which is crazy to think. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? That would be incredible for MicroStrategy. It would be pretty good for Misty, maybe a little too mountainy, straight up the mountain, which could cause some losses when it comes to your weekly calls, but it could be good for the synthetic options that YieldMax makes for Misty. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you liked it enough, hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 5,000 people before the end of this year. My name is Mike. This channel is Health and Wealth. Wish me luck tonight playing hockey. I hope you have a wonderful night. Bye for now.